Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Growth Switch with me, Cyril. This being our latest episode in this second season of ours. Remember, if you've missed any insights from any of the seasons, this one or the previous season, you can go to our YouTube page, The Growth Switch with Cyril, or you can go to the website, cyrilmakiwa.com, go to the Growth Switch tab, and you'll catch the insights there. Remember, these are insights to help you on your journey as you take your next steps, and we look to empower you with knowledge, practical knowledge that is based on tried and tested methods and techniques to help you as you take your next steps on your journey. This week, or rather in this episode, we'll be talking about team skills, the leader roles and follower roles. All of us, we find ourselves in situations where we are either a leader in a task, in a project, in an organization, in a friends group, or you can find yourself being a follower where you're not necessarily taking on a leadership role and you're more of a follower, right? So we're going to be talking about those two roles and the importance of being both, right? Because sometimes it's good to be the leader, sometimes it's good to be a great follower, right? So let's dig right into it. So as we covered before in our leadership video, leadership is all about how you take a group of people and you move them towards achieving a common goal, common vision, right? Be it a task, a project, a organization working towards increasing market share or growing the business. Could be your group of friends. You could be the leader in your group of friends. You're the one who's always getting everyone together to catch up. If there's something you need to do as friends, you're always the one in the forefront of it. So that's the leadership aspect, right? So that leadership aspect, it's very important because having capable and great leadership makes a difference. In fact, it's a make or break. The minute you've got leadership that's ineffective, then things start to fall through the cracks. And also with leadership, you should remember this. If you're in a leadership position, it's not all about you, right? So you are put there to equip, empower, and bring out the best out of the people that are following you, right? So that you can be able to help them become great. And in helping them to become great, they are able to add more value to the project, the task, the organization, the group of friends, and then overall the vision and the goal, the common goal gets achieved, right? So that's very important. Now, it's also important to know when to be a great follower, right? Where now you are not the one who's necessarily leading, right? Because I'm sure you might have heard this before, that great followers also make great leaders. Because if you've been a follower, the minute you're in leadership, you understand your people a lot more and where they're coming from, what the challenges, what they may be facing, how you can potentially approach specific scenarios, how to bring out the best out of them. Because, like I said, leadership is about making people great so they can improve, and in doing so, they then contribute to achieving the greater goal. So being a great follower is also good, right? Because you also get people who don't like being leaders and prefer to be followers, and you find that they are exceptional as being followers because they don't necessarily want to define the vision, where we're going and stuff like that. They don't find that interesting. That doesn't interest them at all. But the minute they know the goal, the vision, where you're going, and then that needs to be implemented, you find that they are exceptional at that, right? You can say, okay, guys, in 2 years, we want to, improve our market share by X%. And we want to improve it in this segment, the entry level segment. And they'll be able to go back and say, okay, so Cyril, if you say we want to improve by X% in the entry level segment, then we can implement 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they can go and implement it. And you find that it's exceptional the way that they've done it, right? So you do find people like that, who are really, really great followers. And the key there is the factor in them being great followers is subject to the great leadership, right? because if the leadership is not working accordingly, then these followers might not be so exceptional after all, right? So yeah, so I wanted to touch on these 2 points. It's important to know when you're a leader and when you're a follower, right? And remember this: great followers um, are also not passengers on the journey. It's not like they say the leader goes away, sits, and then it's like, hey, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he comes back and says, you go implement, right? So a great leader gets input from his team, his followers, right? Because the followers at most of the time tend to be in the trenches and they know a lot more in detail. So what's going on from a detailed perspective? The leader tends to be more in a strategic and vision perspective. So a great leader is willing to listen to the followers, take the inputs into account, assess whether you know those inputs are relevant to be included in strategy, and things like that. So great followers also, it's not just about following, okay, now we're turning left, okay, we're gonna turn left. It's about, okay, hold up, before you turn left, have we thought of XYZ? And then if after we've thought of XYZ, we still want to turn left because we're comfortable with XYZ, then that's fine, right? So that's also part of being a great follower, not just going where everyone is going, but to question really, are we really going in the right direction? Because it also helps the leader to think, take into account rather different perspectives. All right, so we'll leave it here for this episode. If you found it useful, remember to share it, with others, so they can also benefit. You can follow us on our social media, and remember, sometimes you're a leader, sometimes you're a follower, but both roles you need to play them exceptionally well, so that you are as effective as you can be, and keep growing.